Hello traders, it's Samurai Trader here. Welcome to this session 117, how to day trade any market. Traders, the $1,000 a day challenge. In today's session you're going to see me execute 4 or 5 trades live. I'll play back a recording. We'll also delve in deep on the setups themselves, exactly what I'm looking for on the charts. So when you're recording, I think I show about 4 trades, then about an hour later I then fired off another trade. I'd stop recording, but I'll show you the screenshot and explain that setup to you in great detail. So if $1,000 is not enough per day, just simply increase the number of contracts that you're trading. Now today we're going to be focusing on the ES, that is the live trades were taken on the ES. If you don't have the account size requirement to trade the big contract, you can start by trading the micro. So the difference is $5 a point, 10% of the value of the big contract, which is $50 a point or $12.50 a tick. Now as always traders, I do need to pull up a disclaimer. There is a risk in trading. Your results, and I do have to say this, may not monitor mine. I've been now trading now for over 28 years, so I've got a bit of experience. However, what you will discover is that all of my setups are patterns, geometric patterns that appear in the markets every single day. I'm looking for bounces or using my indicators, setups on the indicators and EMA bounces. They're all patterns, okay, and probably a good 95% mechanical, which is very important. Now very quick advertisement is, if you haven't already downloaded my ebook The Truth About Day Trading, please click on the description link below. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Better still, so you're kept up to date with all of my videos. By the way, my videos are raw, real and unedited, okay? I don't do any editing, so if ever I stuff something up or say something wrong, you'll have to forgive me. Better still, why don't you become a member? So for $197, everything you see today you get. That is my indicators. If you have a trading platform that I haven't coded the indicators for, I give you the settings, so you can basically set up everything I do on virtually any trading platform today. You can get all of those for $197. That includes over 200 hours of coaching and training videos. However, you don't have to watch them all, okay? There's really just within 4 or 5 hours of watching the key setups videos, you should be on your way. Now I also have a bonus where you can attend my live coaching sessions. That is twice a week, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday and Wednesday evenings, Eastern Standard Time, USA time. I run 2-hour live sessions. They are recorded. If you can't attend the live sessions, these are invaluable, because there you're watching as I explain. As we see live setups, I'll explain them. I'm explaining, talking to you about money management, the psychology of training, the list goes on. Okay traders, there's nothing else like this. It's extremely comprehensive. All of this for $197 after the first month. We nearly finished the ad, by the way. If you wish to continue after the first month, you can continue with the classes, only $97 a month. Traders, what would it be worth to you if I could set you up financially for life? What would that be worth? It'd be priceless. So come and join me, dip your toe in and see for yourself. So let's now get into this. Now this would be a game changer for 98% of a population globally. If you would hope to earn, say, $5,000 a week, how would you achieve that? Now I'm not going to talk to you about earning $500 to $1,000 per contract and some of the ridiculous things I see out there, because for the majority of traders that is not the reality. However, trading 10 contracts and earning $100 a day, or 5 and earning $200 a day, is extremely realistic, and I'm going to be showing you on the live video in a moment, the recording, and I'll explain to you when we cross to the charts exactly how to do that. Now I trade both counter trend and reversal trades, as well as with trend trades initially. If you're a brand new trader, or if trading hasn't been good to you up till now, you want to learn to trade with the trend. But basically we're trading in the direction of a higher time frame. It's what I call the anchor chart. And so on the entry chart, I'm looking for these retracements and then trend continuation setups in the direction of the higher time frame. So you'll see that as well. Now just very quickly, 3 quick screenshots, and I'll show you the recording of this, but it's important that I put this in context and show you how you can achieve this. Now first of all, I fired off 4 trades, 1 winner, 3 losses, and that was the net after, so 1370.50 after commissions. Then I had the extra trade, which I'll show you the screenshot there. So here I'm trading the 2-tick Renko chart. Now you can apply what I trade here to any type of chart, whether it be tick, time-based charts, volume, it does not matter. I love Renko because it smooths out price action and it works beautifully with my trade line indicator. See that line just there? Okay, so see the arrows? So basically you've got the opportunity to be in some of these or in all of these trades here, basically the next candle straight after the arrow. Okay, so very adaptive. And this indicator, which you can tailor for basically any trading platform, but all of these setups that you see are patterns. For an example, we can see we're in an uptrend, but I'll show you these because I actually made a mistake over here and got stopped out on a loss. Okay, so here I had well, actually 5 trades here. Sorry, was it 5 trades there, or was it 4? 1 2 3 4. Oh no, maybe it was 5. Anyway, so it might have been 6 trades I had here. And last of all, then I had, so it was 6 trades, 5 wins, 1 loss. Here I fired off this one. Now I just want to point this out. Notice the fanning of the EMAs just here. This is called angulation. Now we see this on every market, every time frame. And by the way, the patterns are geometric and fractal in nature, which means you can apply these patterns to any market, any time frame. But what you do want to see is a market that ideally has waves. You really want to see waves. But when you start to get angulation, there's a couple of simple rules we can apply, and we then end up with a very high probability reversal, as you'll see here. And you'll see me take a lot, I call them T3s, by the way. So you'll see me take a lot of T3 setups. Now let me just paint the picture here for you, where you can really take this realistically as a business. Let's assume here that you have little or no trading experience, or you've got a small account. What I'm about to show you here, you can start with $625. Now I know your brokers will say you can trade micro contracts with $50, etc. But what if you have a loss of $15? Okay, you're down 15%. And so one of the golden rules, we never ever risk any more than 2% of our capital in a trade, whether it be a micro or a big contract. Okay, it's so important. There are 3 critical factors to successful trading: money management, psychology, and the strategies that you trade. Money management is so critical. Now let's just say here, and even if you do have 6,300, because that's what I recommend if you're going to trade the big contract with, and I'll give you one option, which has the largest account requirement, you'd need 6,300. Now before you say, oh, but once again I see I can do this for 3,000, good luck with that unless you're very experienced. Let me show you how to really trade, okay? Because each time you blow your account, it just dents your confidence. You then hesitate, then revenge trading comes in. This is how you do it correctly. Even if you got that amount, start off on a micro. Once you've mastered the setups on the simulator, we go for $30 a day. Within 12 weeks you've now got your 6,300, and now you can go over. and start trading the big contract. Okay, now you might choose actually at that stage there on just $30 a day per contract, you're earning 1,260. Now see how you're trading now around 9 contracts. Note here how you add a contract. You only add a contract every time you have 625 in your account. By the way, you can download this spreadsheet and you can play around with it yourself. I've done a little training video in the description link below as well. Now what this means now is that going for $300 a day, that is, you now roll over, you put 6,250 in, you never risk any more than 2% of that, and you're earning your 300 a day. Look where you are in 12 weeks. There's your 12,000 a week income. That is the true potential. But the shame of it is most traders, they don't want to take the time and learn how to do this correctly, and it ain't rocket science. Now if you only average, now there I've got it on 300 a day. So what you'll see here, the first slot I was up 274 per contract, then I closed out at 394. But 300 a day is extremely realistic in this market. But what if you only went for 200 a day on the same account? Well, look where you are within 19 weeks. Time will pass anyway, traders. Time will pass anyway. But traders are impatient and they want to rush it. Now what you can do, there is a way where you can trade with $5,000, and that means you've only got an 8 tick stop instead of up to 12 ticks. My apologies, up to 10 ticks, which you will or may require with certain setups that we have. So there you can see you can get there a lot quicker, only $200 a day. Right, so here if you target then 300 a day, and so I'd say this is more for the experienced trader where you've got a smaller stop loss. We just want to be basically higher quality trade entries. Look where you are in 9 weeks. There's your 10,000 a week potential income. Traders, this is the true potential of this. If you're willing to roll up your sleeves and put some screen time in, it's not difficult, it's just slightly time consuming as far as getting the screen time. Now what if you've blown your account a number of times and you're suffering belief that, hey, I don't know if I can really do this? Well, what if you started going for only $10 a day on the micro? Now if you started with just $10 a day using my compound program that I showed you, that is, you start trading an extra contract every time you double your money, within 36 weeks, okay, you've now got up to your $6,000, and you can now roll over and start trading the big contract within another 46 weeks after that. So basically a year and a half now, you're now earning your $10,000 a week on only $100 a day trading 20 contracts. And on the ES and the major markets, simple, you've got volumes of 1.5 million plus contracts a day. This is the true reality. So let's now go to the charts. I'll pull up the recording now. There is no sound. I'll give running commentary as we go through it, but a couple of important things here, and I don't really want to call them trade secrets, but most traders don't want to know about this, but they'll make you a fortune. Okay, you want to know where your pivot levels are. Why? Because we bounce off the pivots non-stop, and with all of these things here I'm actually showing you, we've got indicators that plot all of these, and you know what, they're all free. I think it was Gann that famously said there's nothing new under the sun when it comes to trading. He's rather famous, passed away many years ago, of course, but it's really true. And so pivot levels and Camarilla pivots have been around for years, and they're based on yesterday's price action. They give us certain levels. For prior days, open, high, low, and close. Our major EMAs, just watch these, your 89 and 200, we bounce off them non-stop. It's a matter of learning when to take the trade and where to enter. Your intraday swing highs and lows, and the current day's high and low. So let me pull up the video. I'll probably fast forward some of it. It only goes for 13 minutes, but I want to just show you the trade entries, and I'll give you a bit of running commentary, because I actually made a silly mistake. where I wasn't focused at one stage and I got stopped out of a trade. And you know what, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent with your setups, not consistently imperfect by the way, but you've got to be consistent with your setups. Okay, like all of these here, these are all setups here you can see marked up, that make us money every day. Okay, they're all patterns that we see in the market, and you can see there the trigger line there and the arrows there. They plot automatically by the way, and I've even got sound alert for those. So let's start playing it, and I'll give you commentary. So what I've done here, this is a T3, this is a pivot bounce. See that red line up there? So that's a pivot, and the line after it is yesterday's open. Now they act as major support resistance levels, and not only that traders, but down here this is called big picture divergence. Okay, and so over a very wide area. Now down here this is my 89 EMA. Now don't be fooled by the simplicity here, and a lot of traders will say, oh look, I don't need Ray's advice here to trade these. Oh yes you do, because there's strict mechanical rules you do need to apply. Now also it is a counter trend trade, which for new traders you want to be trading in the direction of the cloud initially, not these ones. Okay, now in this trade I've got a 10 tick stop, and so I keep my stop in today's session fairly tight. Sometimes you'll see me tighten it up. Sorry, I keep it at 10 ticks in just about every one of the trades. Usually I'll tighten the stop. It just depends on the volatility. Now this also is in the evening. This is basically 11:30 at night Central Standard Time. So from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time the market opens, or 5 p.m., and there's some fantastic trading. So you can go to work, get home and start trading. So just here I have shorted this. My target, yeah, I've got a 10 tick target down here. If the market stalls, what you'll see me do is just about always stall. So this is actually a 2D. I've got double divergence here on this one, and it's a pivot bounce. So that becomes what we call a loaded trade. Okay, having one or two reasons for taking a trade is great. Having 5 or 6 is even better. So here we're about to exit here. Now quite often and as a scalper and you can see we've automatically gone the break even here. As a scalper I rarely trail. I like to get in, get out, get paid. Okay, and if I remember correctly we continued way down here, so yes I could have picked up more. Now here I've gone long. This is what we call a 3B, by the way, a 3B setup. Now in this particular case, if I remember correctly, we ended up rallying up and touching or almost tagging the 10 ticks, but I wasn't filled. So I went to break even at +2. Once I get up it goes to automatically +1 if I remember correctly, or +2. I then left it there, and we'll see in a moment, but we then go up and I think we tag it or nearly tagged it. Then it comes back and stops me up for only +2. That can be frustrating at times, but that's part of trading, you know, that really is. So you can see here my stop loss is just below the swing. Just here likewise you could see up there my stop was above the swing. You can see here using the turning point here, you can see where the trigger point indicator there, and by the way that's only part of what we do in selecting. See the white paint bars there? They are my super scalper. So here I'm looking to hit there. Let's just speed this along because there's a lot more I want to show you here. Okay, so now I've gone to break even, and I've gone to break even +1 tick at +8 ticks. So once I hit +8, I automatically on my ATM I then go to break even. Here I was a bit worried, and what you're not seeing is quite often I'll pause the video if the market slows down, and so I've just brought my target up to 2 ticks. So there, now that would have been $100 per contract. Okay, and so it would have been nice to exit there, because it's going to come back down and stop me out in a moment at plus 2 ticks only. So I'll fast forward this here. So it's coming back here. And the reason why I went to break even there, on the higher time frame, there was a major level of support resistance. Okay, so that's why I went. So there it is right there. So here I actually go across, see that black line? Little trade secret on this one, and when you discover what it is, you go wow. And so there we temporarily see how you bounce off it there, see how you bounce off it, see up here how you bounce off your pivots and off yesterday's open. Really basic rules when you learn these and you go wow, you know, it really makes common sense. And we bounce off these levels every day, and they make great targets and support resistance levels. Now let me just move along here. Now this is an error. This is where I think it was here. This is where I stuffed it up. You just saw, traders, that I went to break even at that major area of resistance and I went long again. And the reason I went long is this is what I call a T10 setup, which is normally a kick butt setup, but you don't buy or sell into major areas of support or resistance unless you've got distance to take a profit, or buy into it and get to break even. But what was I thinking? You know, I just got out of that trade because of that, and I bounced straight off it again. And this is where, as traders, we've got to apply what we call black box thinking. Okay, what can I learn from this so it won't happen again? Now here I've gone long and I'm having another go at it. Now remember, my area of resistance is way up here, and so I then and also we've rolled over past midnight here. Okay, and so you can see my target is up there at a prior level, and I actually add to the position, as you'll see in a moment, and I leave my 10 tick. So I add here because this is what we call a breakout pullback setup, and I leave my 10 tick stop loss in on that one and this one. And so we go up, we're bumping around here. It is, we get a bit of a bump there. Just try to get this to move. You see my two targets, and what actually happens, it comes back, oops, and there it is there, it comes back back to here, and it tests my stop. However, my 10 tick stop loss on both kept me in the trade. Now you can see up here my target is this prior level. So up we go, up we go. I'm just going to speed this along because there's a lot more I want to show you, and I try to keep this to 30 minutes. So up we go, we now touch it, not filled yet. Now we're filled on our first target, and we've touched it, not filled on the second. And just note up here the R1. Now what that means is that is a pivot level, a Camarilla pivot level further above. This is a very good probability that the market will end up, after retracement, will end up going back up to that level. So we'll just move this along a bit because I want to get back to the chart. So that was 274 per contract there, in a fairly quick time frame. Okay, so it was 4 wins, 1 loss. So let's now, and I'm going to close that down, let's go to the charts and have a look here. Now this is from just this afternoon's trading, so that's not what I want to show you. So that, by the way, that's trading the Russell. If you trade, you can apply, as you know, these setups to any market. It does not matter, Russell, NQ. Look, what I'm looking for, traders, is markets that have waves. Okay, markets where you've got good volume and some volatility. Gold, oil, ES, NQ, YM, RTY. So all of these markets offer fantastic trading opportunities. Now, one challenge with the NQ, I've got two nicknames for it. It can be the nifty NASDAQ, or it can also be the nasty NAS. Okay, so with this is what you want to see. Now the Russell, and this is a 4-tick Russell, that can give you some great opportunities in the afternoon session, which suits me because that's early morning. That's sort of from 4-5 a.m. my time down under in Australia. Okay, so there really from midday you get some great opportunities. But here let me pull up, let's go to the ES. So we'll go to the and just to the ES. I've got that ready, and just as a reminder, the trade, the last one that wasn't live you saw, which I pretty much already explained, was this T3 entry that we had, and that was about an hour later, or actually longer than that. It was an hour and a half later. There's some fantastic opportunities beforehand, but I can't even remember why. I think I was having dinner, and by the way, this is around about the London Open, so I'll usually stop and start trading around the London Open. There's some great opportunities there. So let's just go back to this. Where are we? Back to the ES, because what I want to show you before I get to the trades here, leading up to that, was that just a freak time period with those setups? Well, leading up to it, I want you to just notice the cloud here. You don't have to have a cloud, by the way. It's all it is a stacking order of the EMAs, but all of these are all potential entries. Okay, that's a long, that's a long, that's a T3, beautiful winner. That's a T10. There's another T3. We roll up, here's another T3. That's a long trade. Now some of these you may look at and say, well, that's not a really big move. It's still a $75 move per contract. Remember, you're only after $200 to $300 a day per contract. Now, just so you know, each one of these steps with a 2-tick Renko, if you're not familiar with Renko charts, each one from the height of the lowest 2 ticks, or $25, I call these steps. So if you want to net, say, $300 a day, you're after you're 16 20, you're after 24, sorry to think then, 24 steps a day, right? That's all you're after, is 24 of those, and that's net 300. Okay, so here you had mechanical entries just here. Now with these, where's my stop going? 1 tick under, 1 tick under, 1 tick above, 1 tick under, 1 tick above. Now all of these are what I call rule of 1 entries here, and yes, if you've got NinjaTrader, these plot automatically, and I've got alerts on those. So just up here I get another, this is the 2BD, the 2D pivot bounce I was talking to you about, and down we come, we hit these areas. Okay, but what I wanted to show you was just further along was that, and here's another T3, here's another one. Now the only reason you won't pick or handle these trades is if the market's too fast, that is, the time frame you're trading is wrong. Okay, in which then you need to increase the time frame. For an example here, and by the way, for the experienced traders here, don't look for reasons why the setups don't work. Look at the reasons why they do work. Okay, they're all logical with trend or reversals, all based on sound logic, and they're battle tested. The only reason they don't work is if it's too fast, if the market's going like this, because in the end, does the cloud confirm? Does the trigger line confirm? The trade line confirm? Okay, has the candle closed? Now using modern ATMs or platforms, you can just drop in your buy stop, your orders, and it's just so easy with the technology that is offered today. Now look at this here. Now we look at that, that's 22. Okay, that got a bit fast down here, so you can say, okay, I missed out on all of those, but look what happens down here. You found some support at the pivot down here, and so from there down to there, you could have got in that one, but you wouldn't have been in those ones. But see up here, then we then have a bounce. Now this is our classic, this is just a rules-based trade entry, your decision is, when you see that setting up, do I take it or do I not? Okay, you can see we're in a downtrend now. With that, if you like your fib levels, and if you're familiar with and by the way, none of these setups are based on Fibonacci. Okay, so here this is if you've heard of Larry Pesavento, he loves his 70.7%. Very smart, astute trader. Here, that's an exact 70.7% reversal. Okay, but up here, look at these here. These are, and for members watching this, just your T10, your classic follow the cloud. Here we've got here now, see that black line here? Okay, that is from a higher time frame, and see how I'm bouncing off both a pivot. I call those T12s, because I've got I've probably got about 20 setups. You only need to learn 4 of them, but then we've got others that we'll refer to, and it just makes it easier than giving the great big long explanation. T10s, a T12. Okay, after a look. And you know what, traders, if you're not willing to spend a month learning what the codes are of a setups, you're never going to make it as a trader anyway. But they're straightforward and they're rules based. Okay, straight down, but look what's happening here, straight into the pivot. Okay, and actually that should be right there, and that was if I was trading then. But then straight up, look what I'm bouncing off again. Now what I've discovered over years, there are certain EMA lengths on different time frames that we bounce off, and just like clockwork. Okay, so now we've punched through, and up here, this is where then I hadn't hit my target for the day, and I then saw this. I was actually almost going to jump on this one here, but then as soon as you start to get angulation, see this here, traders, angulation, beauty, as long as it meets some basic rules, I want to take this. So I get the angulation trade, and bang, thank you very much. Now then, look what then happens. All right, see the super scalper and see the trade line arrows there, and look, here's another bounce again. Okay, so traders, trading is not rocket science. It's really a matter of taking your time and learning the setups. But what you do, you start off with only a couple of core setups, trading with the trend initially. And by the way, when you become a member, the 34B and the 2B, they're the 2 ones I want you to remember. 34B, 2B. Right, now we've got a setup called the rule of 1 and the slingshot. They all tie in together, and once you watch the videos, the training videos, you'll and of course you can come in and attend my live sessions. So you can also email in questions that you've got, which I cover in the live coaching sessions, and you'll see me as if I see a trade setup during those sessions, I'll point it out live. Okay, so there's nothing like having that experience as well. So become a member, traders. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. The link is below to join. Look forward to seeing you in my coaching classes, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks, traders.